What's up, my wonderful, fantastic, amazing, beautiful YouTube family? Welcome back to the Gaming Brigade. We are live on a Friday at 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern. Haven't done a live stream this time ever before. So hopefully some people show up. We'll see what happens. Kind of an off time. Welcome to everyone who is showing up. We're going to give it a few minutes before we get into it. Now, as I said in the tweet and as in the, I put out a message to the community, the footage you're going to be looking at is from earlier today. I had a lot of crashing issues, and the last thing I wanted was, you know, I didn't want it to crash while we were playing. I didn't want to have issues with connection, things like that. A lot of Delta errors this morning, a lot of issues with matchmaking, and the last thing I really wanted was to have non-stop connection issues while we were trying to chat and answer your questions and all that stuff. If you are in the chat, if you could do me a favor, shoot me a thumbs up. If you can hear me all right, we're going to jump into it. As everything is pre-recorded, I can focus on your questions, which is exactly what I love to do. So, welcome. Tell me what you guys think so far. I'm not sure if any of you have actually played it. Again, if you could do me a favor, give me a thumbs up in chat. If you can hear me okay, if everything sounds good. Also, if you're just tuning in, hit that like button. It really, really, really does help us out. Would greatly appreciate it. What's going on? Press X to start. Turop, what's happening, my friend? Good to see you. Let's see if you keep it 100 or just giving the devs benefit of doubt. No, so here's the thing. I'll tell you right now. Thank you, Turop. I think this game mode has potential. One thing I'm always going to do with the channel, and I've said this 1,000 times, is what's up, Simba? Good to see you. Yeah, go do your thing, buddy. Hey, we've got stream. Yeah, we're good to go, buddy. Go do your thing. It's a very busy day. So Turop, to answer your question, I think the game mode has a lot of potential. It was fun. Like, I enjoyed it. It's fun to have something new. Now, right out of the gate, you're going to have a whole mix of different opinions of what people are thinking, and just all those different things. And honestly, it's like you wait till it comes out, you play it. If you enjoy it, you go from there. And if you don't, you don't. You know what I'm saying? And so while there seems to be some aspects that easily could trigger the thought process of, oh, it's just a raid 2.0, or it's just, the summit all over again or whatever, this is day one. You know what I'm saying? This is day one of this thing. A lot is going to change between now and then. Like I said, I'll give it the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to see what happens and go from there. But from my gameplay this morning, when it was working, had a blast playing the thing. And, we're going to go over it throughout the video. The expertise system looks great. The game mode itself was a lot of fun. There are hunters running around. It's crazy. It's so much fun so far. But again, we'll see what happens, my friend. Saying hello to everyone else. What's up, Daniel? Good to see you. What's up, Started? Started is asking, what's up, Jay? Good to see you, buddy. Started is asking, are the new exotics in the PTS? They will be, but not as yet. I think that's in phase 2. I thought today, a little miscommunication, or not miscommunication, but the way something was worded led some of us, or I'll just say myself, to believe that they would be available from day one. They're not. They will be. What happens when you do the PTS, and I'll be showing you videos on everything. You get to open an exotic cache in the PTS, and it has every exotic in the game. So you get to try it out, all of that stuff. So it's good. So we haven't gotten our hands on them yet, but hopefully we will soon, which is going to be fun. See what else is going on. We said hello to Jay. What's up, Mr. Ginger? Quite new to the game, but enjoying your content. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Hey, that's why I do it. I really appreciate that. That really means a lot. Really, really means a lot. For me, it's about building that toxic-free gaming community, all that good stuff. So, yeah, it's. I'm looking forward to seeing what the future holds. You know what I mean? Yeah, Blake, I did. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. This morning, for those of you that may have missed it, I did a run with Kamikaze Von Doom and Bishop Boas and just a handful of other people, and it was just a lot of fun. It was really enjoyable to do that. And I'll tell you, when I had a dedicated group, didn't crash once. I know that Kamikaze Von Doom was having issues as the host, And I did have some glitching out here and there. There were some texturing issues, but again, it's a PTS. It's going to happen. Like, you've got to expect that to actually happen when you're in the PTS. So, I mean, we're going to see as this progresses, but to be honest with you, as it stands right now, I did enjoy it. It was fun. I have a lot of questions about what the gear is going to be like. What are these different things going to really entail? So there happen to be a few things that, we'll have to figure out as we go along. But yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll make it work. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Turup says, I finished 15 months of development in 2 hours and 36 minutes and don't even main PC. PC is over. Yeah, so, okay, so here's the thing. Like, for me, I don't play on PC. So what you're going to see with this footage and with everything, my character is shade level, I think, 14 or 16 when I started this. So my character is very underpowered, which means that the weapons, everything is not going to be hitting as hard. I really don't have any mods or skill attachments or anything whatsoever on this character. So it's not the best indication of how hard some of these items are going to be hitting. But, I honestly, last PTS, which is what, a year and a half ago, I bought the game on PC so I could do this stuff and put these videos out because, I want to be able to share the stuff with you, show you beforehand so you can make your own determination, on what you think. So, yeah, nothing for me is optimized at all at this point. Like, not even close. We're going to be going through a lot of stuff. And like I said earlier, the main reason, and this is not happening now, this is from this morning, a lot of Delta issues going on. That's why, again, I wanted to make sure the footage I showed you was pre-recorded, because for a lot of people, what was happening was this. As we were playing the game, and Turup, I'll get into, like, Simba, Lion King is answering your question. It's the last 2 years have been an anomaly. You know what I mean? And so in my mind, things have really been moving forward in the game over the last 5 months, if that. Like, I honestly think Yannick said it best, where the announcement of everything going on, in my opinion, this is the beginning of what I think was supposed to happen years ago. I think that, everything got put on hold. Everything got put on hold for 1,000 different reasons. So again, I like what I saw so far. We'll get into all your questions, all that stuff. But yeah, Jay, honestly, it was a lot of fun. It really was a lot of fun to play, and as I said earlier, I expect issues in the PTS. I expect to have a lot of questions as, the PTS begins. You see different changes, different nerfs, different this, different that, different skills changing on weapons, and there are going to be a lot of questions out there. But remember, this is just one piece of what we can expect with the next major title update. You know what I mean? And that's what's important to keep in mind. So really quick, what you're looking at on the screen right now, this is the new mode, which is Countdown. Bunch of different objectives. Now, this is my first attempt doing it this morning, and I did it on Matchmaking. And the main reason for that is I know there are a lot of people out there who are really hesitant or even excited in any way to do this, because they're like, well, this sucks. It's a multiplayer thing. It's like a mini raid, and I'm a solo player. How am I supposed to do this? What about if I don't want to play in a group? I did Matchmaking, found a group instantaneously. Now, at the end, there was an issue with connection, but again, this is the PTS and blah, 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 whatever. We'll get into that later. But I was with a group of, and I mentioned this in my news video this morning, but I was with a group, 7 random people, no microphones whatsoever. So there was no communication between anyone and myself. We figured it out. And this was at about, I woke up, I thought started this about 2:15 a.m. my time-ish, I think around that time. So let's say if I'm lucky, a few of these people may have already done a run, but it's pretty self-explanatory on what you need to do. And for me, it was a good indication of, if you are a solo player, you still may enjoy this. I kind of think, look, people are already saying, oh, the enemies are too weak, or there's this, or there's that. Again, my friends, it's day one. You got to give it a little time. But, I think that looking at this as a solo player, first of all, it was great to get in a group. It is not like the raids. I cannot stress that enough. It is not even close. It's a 15-minute, you're in, you're out thing. It's totally fun. And that's one thing that I appreciate, is it's meant for that quick play, enjoyment, getting some great loot. The other thing too, and I mentioned this, you know, and most of you know this by now, but there are hunters that spawn randomly and at the end of this thing, so it's not just a cakewalk. You're going to see a lot of people say, oh, it's so easy, this sucks, why am I here, blah, blah, blah. Again, my friends, day one, just give it a minute, and most importantly, in my opinion, try it out for yourself when you can, you know. So, anyway. Daniel saying, I have no idea what this new game mode entails, kind of new to the game. Yeah, you know what, Daniel? So this is probably going to be coming out. And by the way, guys, if you're just joining this, do me a favor, hit that like button. If you're new, hit that sub button as well. If you're inclined, you can hit that join button. Really helps the channel out, support the channel if you can. So anyway, going back to what I was saying a second ago, Daniel, is this is going to be introduced with Title Update 9. There's a lot of moving parts with this update. There are a lot of things that are changing. There are a lot of things that, you know, there's a new expertise system, which we're going to go over after some footage. And when it comes out, that's kind of when you'll dive into it. You know, I mean, I'll be putting out a lot of videos talking about all of these things, but until you actually get your hands on it, it's much easier to see. It may seem a little bit complicated. And we'll go over again the expertise system, because that's the only other thing I can really show you at this point because of what I was able to record. But yeah, I mean, it's included in Warlords of New York, so you'll be able to see that. So it should be fun. Like I said, this morning it was a lot of fun. Mr. Kamikaze Von Doom, the man, the myth, the legend is in the building. Everyone, great person. Amazing content creator. Let's put that dude the other way around. Or, you know what, he's amazing at both. Amazing person, amazing content creator. We're running together. He was kind enough to add me to his group, so we're running together, I think, in this one. Or no, this is the randos. Never mind. This is a bunch of, I think, yeah, this is when I did random matchmaking this morning beforehand. So anyway, in the footage you're going to be seeing soon, we ran together this morning, and it was a lot of fun. So good to see you, buddy. If you have not as yet, go to his channel. Hit that sub button as well. Really, really good dude. I know, Simon. Yeah. So, and it was funny because so earlier today, Kamikaze Von Doom was in a group with Identity and Be Righteous and some other people. And Yannick, they saw Yannick, and Yannick added them to the group, and they were able to talk and chat and ask a bunch of questions, and it was awesome. So yeah, and it was funny because Kami sent me this text like, dude, wake up, because again, I started playing at like 2 a.m. my time. I didn't see the message because I was asleep. I'm like, you know what, I played until like 4:30 my time, got some footage, put it together, and then, you know, I was like, I gotta sleep for a few hours. It just gotta happen. And during that time is when the whole, you know, Yannick thing happened. So yeah, it's good stuff. Mr. Me says, to be honest, it seems like a nice addition, but nothing that would make me pick up playing the game again. Okay, so that's a really good state. I mean, that's how most people feel. They're like, well, why am I coming back? Give me a reason to come back to the game. And again, I can't stress this enough, and this is just my opinion, and this is how I feel now, today, day one, that this was enough for me to actually get me excited about playing the game. Okay, so right now, for instance, and I talked about this, I think I talked about this in I don't know if it was the earlier video or something, whatever it was. But the point is, I was talking about this earlier today, and I was saying, as someone who loves this game, I think that you have to, and by the way, this is why I am doing, again, this is not frozen, I'm still here. This is why I'm doing footage instead of the actual live stream, because this happened to me multiple times throughout the day, and I didn't want this to happen. I'd be playing in a group, it would just freeze and all that stuff. So again, I'm still here. This is what I wanted to show you with kind of some of the issues we were having, but again, it's a PTS. Going back to what I was saying a moment ago, was for me, all I'm trying to do now, like one thing I'm trying to farm for on a daily basis in the Division 2 is a 13% protection from Elites mod. That's the only thing I'm really trying to get. Now keep in mind, there's other gear I want to find, but I don't have that desire to click on the game and just grind and play whatever. This, for me today, gave me that desire back, you know? It's like, oh, this expertise system. Man, I've got to make sure I farm with this gear on and this, and I can spec into this thing and all these different things, which we will get into throughout the video. But Yeah, it could be something that brings people back. But again, in my opinion, just give it time. Eric, what is the point of this game mode? It's the point of, it's that's another great question. It's whatever you want it to be. You know, it's a replayable game mode, and I know a lot of look again right out of the gate. You're going to see people that love it, the people that hate it. Whatever, that's fine, and you're entitled to thinking whatever you want, which is awesome. It's great. You either play it or you don't. Uh, it's a different way of looting and shooting and getting gear and stuff like that, and I think that's really what it boils down to. It's just something new to do in the game, and honestly, with the addition of hunters, it changes everything up. Having that time limit changes everything up. In fact, I was talking about this to Mr. Von Doom, and I was like, I'm not usually a fan of timed things. It's not really my thing. I like being able to kind of take my time with it. It keeps you on your toes, and not only that, regardless of the group you're in, the stuff that we encountered at least, and again, this was with the first group, and it was a full completion with that first group. Yeah, we were able to figure it out pretty easily, and we had more than enough time to finish the thing, So for me, it gave me enough to want to keep playing. I wasn't like, okay, I'm done. I wanted to see what was next. And even though we're only seeing one of the many levels that they're doing, like, keep in mind, I believe there are multiple locations. You're going to see the power plant, I think, pretty much every time. I don't know if there are other locations or there are different maps or different variations of the same map. It was enjoyable. Like, I'm not going to say, oh my gosh, I was blown away. But I am going to say, like, this was a lot of fun. Only reason I can't say I'm blown away is because it's day one. Everything is going to change. They're going to make things stronger. They're going to make nerf other things. They're going to fix this. They're going to fix that. And as we progress, my friends, we'll figure it out together. Make sure I'm caught up. See what we have here. Mr. Von Doob says, point is to have a leisure mini raid to play with friends about 15-20 minutes of 8-player mayhem with hunters. I should have just said that. That's exactly what it is. Press Extra Start is saying, I'm excited to level all my expertise systems like I'm getting level 99 on RuneScape. I'll tell you right now, we were talking about that in the chat. Excuse me, in the chat when we were all playing together. Is that it's going to be fun. And you're going to have to put time in, but you're putting time in for a definite reward and a reason. And that's what, in my opinion, that's what makes this different. So, let's say for those of you that are, some of you, like myself, you overshade, like here, this is my PC character. This character is not strong at all. You can see him at season level 2. And my point is, like, if this was my regular character and I was playing on console, I'd be so amped up to say, okay, I got to max out the Scorpio. Okay, then I got to work on my Hunter's Fury gear set. Okay, now I want to make sure I work on my M1A. And it forces you, and this is a good thing, to work on different build variations, use different pieces of gear, and try out different things in the game. If we go back to one of the last title updates, everyone was upset because it was all skill-based. Now everyone loves running with skills. Well, a lot of people are saying, oh, this is just, it's, sniper rifles and this and that. I'm kind of underwhelmed. Well, we don't know what all this stuff is going to entail. They're finally putting out a piece of gear. And actually, I think they just talked about this. I think it was just announced. I don't know if it was announced or talked about earlier. A new gear set is called the Heartbreaker. The 2-piece gets you 15% assault rifle damage and 15% LMG damage. The 3 set gives you 15% weapon handling. The 4 set is Heartstopper. Headshots apply. I said that right. The 4-piece bonus is Heartstopper. Headshots apply pulse for 5 seconds. Weapon hits on pulsed enemies adds and refreshes a stack of 1% bonus armor and 1% damage to pulsed enemies for 5 seconds. Max stack is 50. Like, think about that. It's insane. And so there are going to be so many different build variations going on. Hey, Mr. Von Doom, you're on TV. That it's going to really change the way you play the game. Best example I can give, and then I'll get back to your questions, is when the Hunter's Fury, Memento, Scorpio came out. All I did is I always ran with a rifle and an AR, and I was kind of like in the medium range between people. I wasn't too close to NPCs, wasn't far enough away to use a sniper rifle. Once that stuff came out, my favorite go-to thing was a run-and-gun build. In fact, we spent most of these early runs that you're seeing on the screen right now trying to get me some Hunter's Fury gear and the Scorpio, and thankfully we did. And the second I had my build, it was lights out and it was so much fun. And one thing I want to make sure I mention as I get back to your questions is this is a normal difficulty. As I believe as the PTS continues, or when we actually have this game go live, there are going to be other difficulties as well. Do not quote me on that. I'm not positive, but this is on normal difficulty, and it was a lot of characters went down. Wasn't easy, wasn't hard. It was kind of right in the middle, and it was really enjoyable. All right, let's see where we are. Where'd we go? Let's scroll back up. Jacob 24, what's going on, buddy? He says he got to play. Oh, Abrax, what's going on to you, bud? Oh wow, hang on. Let's scroll up. Got to make sure I don't miss everyone. Okay, Tech 313. You were thinking the same, but you would come back to grind gear proficiency points for my gear. Absolutely. So you could say to yourself, you know what? I'm just focusing it. Like for me, initially, I can tell you this right now. I'm gonna focus on my Hunter's Fury Scorpio build right out of the gate. That's what I'm focusing on. And once that's maxed to a certain way that I like, then I say, all right, now I got to work on my Bellstone one. Shoot, no, I don't. I want to work with the sniper. Oh no, man, I want to. Keeps you on your toes in regards to different builds you want to put together. Healer builds are going to be huge. Healer builds are going to be huge. I'm promising you that right now. There are so many great talents coming out on weapons, and I know they seem meh, I don't know, whatever. But it is going to be good. And again, this is my opinion. Abrax Gaming, what is going on, my friend? Missed you today, buddy. Good to see you. Jacob 24, you got to play this for an hour earlier, but had a few connection issues and couldn't even play that much, but super excited to play when it fully comes out. Absolutely 100%. Now, my only downside today was the fact that initially when I was playing, trying to matchmake, and that was my goal, was just trying to matchmake. And you'll see some footage of me, going at this solo. Or I think it may have already popped up. It'll show again. But anyway, I got to a certain point, and again, this is with no build whatsoever. I think I was running like 1 or 2 Empress and a Hannah. Like I just had gear on from who knows from how long ago. You know what I'm saying? The other thing too, which is awesome, you can set your targeted loot in this game mode, which is sick, which is absolutely awesome, by the way. But anyway, I was able to get a third of the thing done with a total hot mess of a build. It was not synchronized. There was nothing behind the build whatsoever, like nothing. So again, it is, I look forward to strengthening my character, or more importantly, just getting really strong gear and seeing if I can pull off a solo on this. But yeah, anyway, the point, Jacob, I was having major connection issues. It just couldn't connect, and every time it did connect, I would get booted, or I'd get a delta. Or I would get to the end, and this only happened twice, but I'd get to the end of the actual mission, and it would, like, freak out on me. So once I actually joined Kami's group, I was good to go. I was totally fine. But it was that when I was trying to use matchmaking, that's when it was a total hot mess.
Agent, you've reached the administration building.
Simba says, Abrax, love your content. I know, the guy's so good. Abrax, you're so talented. For those of you that don't know, that Abrax Gaming puts out amazing content, as does Jacob R24. Both two amazing content creators, really, really great people. So definitely hit them up. Check out their channels. Good human beings. So awesome. And that's the other thing, too, that I love right now is I love, like, I don't know about you. Shoot me a thumbs up in chat. And by the way, speaking of thumbs up, if you have not hit that like button again, my friends, please do me a favor. Hit that like button. We're at 49 viewers, 25 likes. Would love to see that number match the viewers as well, obviously. I think it's going to be a pretty slow stream, to be honest with you. It's a very random time doing this. Plus, the other fact is that you've got everyone else doing live streams, so the fact that you're here, I sincerely appreciate it. I really, really do. Jay says, yeah, I'll be spending all the time farming for expertise. Same here. It's going to be good. I mean, it's going to be a lot of fun. And that's the thing is that I think... again, it gives me a reason to actually look forward to playing the game. Now, you know how much I love this game. But it has been a grind to play this game recently. Because what else is there for us to do? Now, understand it's a looter shooter. So people say, oh, it's the same thing all over again. Well, that's your opinion, and then don't play. That's totally cool. If other people say that, this is the best thing I've ever seen, well, let's pump the brakes. Let's slow down here. Just find that middle ground. You try it for yourself. But for me, like I said, with day one, absolutely loving it. And again, really quick, Simon, you were saying new game mode, great things moving forward. Can't wait to play, but on PS5, so could be some time yet. Yeah, I don't know how long it's going to be. I think we should get this by June. Obviously, don't quote me on that. I have no idea whatsoever. And the reason I'm saying June is going away with the family. Beginning of June, we're going camping. Then we're going on another trip, probably to Mexico. And I know with my luck, it'll drop like the day I leave for camping, where there's like no internet, no nothing, whatever. Boom, that's the day it'll drop. So that's why I think June, just because of just dumb luck. But Simon, I think you said it best, where you're like, this is the beginning of things moving forward. Everyone, take a deep breath, understand, and this is not to you, I'm talking, but everyone in the general sense. Day one, PTS. Lots of other stuff on the way. Lots of other stuff. We have no idea what to expect. We do not know if there's going to be new missions. We know there's going to be new gear sets or new weapons, new exotics, apparel events. They've confirmed all of these things. That's all we know at this point. And Yannick said it best in a tweet he put out yesterday, is understand it's not just about coming back today and making this big announcement or the other day. It's about this is the beginning of things actually getting back to normal. This for them, the entire team at the division, keep in mind they've done a full changing of the guard. So for them, this is the beginning of getting things back to where it was when they going like back. I've said this 1,000 times. I mean, I don't know how many of you are new to the channel and watching this, and first of all, thank you. I appreciate that you're here. One thing I say is, I personally think a lot of this stuff we are now starting to get was supposed to happen years ago. Who's to say that this isn't Codename Nightmare? Like, this was the idea for Codename Nightmare. People say, well, if Codename Nightmare it's been 2 years, why is this not ready? Well, I just made that up. I don't know if this is Codename Nightmare. Might not be, maybe, who cares? Whatever. The point is this. This is the beginning of things moving forward, and in my opinion, that's what matters most. This is not an Anthem 2.0. This is not a game that is being left to die and, by itself. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I really, really am. I really am. Hey, Eric is asking, what is the expertise level? Sorry, just turning into the stream. Actually, Eric, I will be going over that. You're going to see some footage in a second. So this is, like I said, kind of just like a compilation of the different things that I worked on earlier today or was able to record when the game wasn't crashing. But again, PTS, everybody be cool. So anyway, you will see me go over the expertise system a little bit, show you kind of what it looks like. There's a lot to it. I'm going to be doing a ton of videos, and one is going to be specifically dedicated to that system. Get back to chat really quick. What's up, Asteroid Yeti? That's a fantastic name. Yo, what's going on, buddy? Good to see you. Blake says the resource investment for the new expertise proficiency will likely be rough. So here's the thing. And you'll see, I think I did this in the video as well. 2 ways of actually leveling up your items or weapon or whatever you're landing on to use, all right? So you can either do it through kill XP, taking out NPCs, stuff like that, or you can do it through donations. Donating materials, donating things like that. Now, again, I cannot stress this enough. This is not my main character. This character has nothing whatsoever. Like, I don't have any money. I don't have any resources. Like, I just use this character for the PTS. Hence the shade level hence the shade level 17 and the seasonal level 2. You can tell I haven't touched this character since probably the last PTS was live. But, we were racking up those proficiencies pretty damn quick. In the span that I played this morning, because I only had initially a Empress International mask equipped, that already hit at, level 10. Then you can spec into it. So once it hits level 10, then you can use XP or resources in order to level that up. And again, you'll see in a moment on the screen. It's much easier to explain when you actually see it. But yeah, it's not. I can tell you right now, I do not think it's anything like what recalibration cost, because that to me is just ridiculous. That needs to change as well, and we'll get into that another day, but it's nothing like that in my opinion. Play catch up. If you're just joining the chat, do me a favor, hit that like button, hit that sub button as well if you're new. Welcome to the family. If you're inclined, you can also hit that join button. Trying to play catch up, everyone. Give me a quick moment. Beep, 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 beep. Geraldine, what's going on? It's Graybeard. I saw a pic of a hunter-killing agent, but then he was killed by the faction, said Black Tusk, therefore referring to lore. I thought there was only one hunter hired by the Black Tusk. No idea. I don't know if this thing's getting on. I have no idea. So I think, to answer your question, yes. Okay, I have a theory behind this. I'm not going to get into it in this video. But yes, I sincerely think there is more coming to the story with a lot of aspects. And I don't want to speculate. I don't want to go over things I've kind of heard, I've not heard, whatever, because I think that's the worst thing, is to, plant a seed somewhere that it could grow or could not, whatever. My point is, I definitely think there's going to be a lot more information given to us. And I think we're going to be, like I said, playing catch up for the last 2 years. Simba got to head out. Yeah, I know. Poor Simba's got to stress. Everyone, the Lion King 121, a.k.a. Simba, go back to your thing, man. You've got multiple streams going. Have a great, great weekend, and I appreciate you. Master Prime is here. What's up, buddy? Another amazing, amazing creator. What are my thoughts on the new game mode? I enjoyed it. I had fun with it. Again, it's early on. Like, we're just starting this thing. I think that... I was saying this earlier, in my opinion, it's day one. There are things I like, and more importantly for me, it was something new, and it was a great way to just squat up with some people, have fun, get some loot, level up, and it took me back to when the game kind of first came out in a way. That excitement of, ooh, what's this? Ooh, what's over here? Ooh, what's going to happen here? Holy crap, there's a hunter. Oh my gosh, a random one spawning. My character isn't ready for this, and all of these things. So it was enjoyable, you know what I mean? To me, at least, it was. What's going on, Jonathan? Oh, it's true, Abrax. You're the best. SpongeBob 453 asks, how does this new proficiency work with gear so you can level up your gear too? Well, it's funny, SpongeBob, you asked that, because momentarily, as you can see in the screen, I am standing in the base of operations. We're going to stroll over to the bench, and I'm going to show you a quick, just a very brief, quick recap of what it's like. I think it's in this footage. Pretty sure it's in this footage. We'll see in a second. But I'll be going over what it's like. Basically, everything has a proficiency rank, and then you can, of course now I can't think of the term, but everything has a proficiency rank. And once you reach proficiency rank 10 with that item, whether it's a weapon or piece of gear or whatever it may be, once you hit that rank, then you can start to spec in to that item. Adding a little extra armor, adding a little extra damage, things like that. So you'll see in a second, once we get over to the actual workbench, is none of my items are, maximized as yet. Not even close. Okay, so when you open up, you go here, we usually recalibrate. You can see it says expertise, and this is what it's going to look like, when the game actually comes out. Could be a little variation, we don't know as yet, but when you click on expertise, you can see proficient with, and look at all those zeros. I am not proficient with anything except for one thing, which is an Empress International mask, which you'll see in a second. Now, what you need to decide to do is, what do you want to become proficient in first? So for me, like I said earlier, I'm going to do the Hunter's Fury gear set, Scorpio shotgun, and something else. Now, here's the thing. When you're wearing gear, as you can see, there are different numbers for Bellstone, for, certain things. And this is the one piece, like I said, that I do have, I'm fully proficient in. You can see there I can upgrade it. It says 1% total armor. Now, this could change. This might not change. I don't know what it is. But the point is, that's where you're going to be able to start to spec into things. So you can see all of the stuff here. Once all those say 10, then you can start speccing into that gear and adding bonuses to it, whether it's extra armor, extra weapon damage, things like that. As long as you have a gear set equipped, you're going to be working towards its proficiency. As long as you have a weapon equipped. So if I want to, be proficient with my vector, I got to have a vector equipped. Or I want to become proficient with, you know, a Hunter's Fury. Obviously, I need to have that equipped. All of those things. So that's kind of where it lies right now. It's going to, you know, it's going to help you. In my opinion, it gives you that ability to really work on different builds. You know, I want to make sure I'm proficient with certain LMGs, certain shotguns, certain rifles, certain handguns. I want to make sure I'm proficient with the Liberty pistol. I want to use that. You know, so let's say if I want to use an 1886, you can see right here, all of them say 0. There's no ranking yet because I haven't used them. So you have to physically use that weapon in order to become proficient in it. And I like that. You know what I mean? I really do. I think it's great. Like, I want to obviously become proficient with the Harmony. I use that with pretty much every skill build that I use. A lot of different options. Poopa Scoop. Wait, I can't even say that. I'm just calling you Poopa. Poopa to Scoop. There we go. So there's not a new game mode yet. There is a new game mode coming up with Title Update 9, or Title Update 15, I'm sorry, Season 9. We are now doing the PTS. So if you have this, if you play on PC, you are eligible to do the PTS. I'm just putting that out there. Not everyone knows. Everyone who owns the game. Now, real quick, I just want to jump into this. You can see with my CTAR, since I've been using it, you see that bar that was kind of gaining. Now, right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you by spending certain, you know, items, materials, things like that, I can upgrade that proficiency as well. So you saw where it was before, and now it's a little bit closer to 5. So the point is, whether it's from using the weapon or donating items to make the weapon more proficient, you do have options. So in my opinion, that's a really good thing. Going back to what you're saying, Scoop, the new game mode is called Countdown. You'll see it here in a second. And what it does, actually, I'm just going to freeze this really quick. Give me a second because I want to talk about one aspect really quick. Well, we'll get into, you know, you'll see it again in a minute. The point is, with the new title update with Season 9, this is going to be part of it. It's called Countdown. You'll see what the footage likes in a second. It's really good stuff. You're going to have a lot of fun with it. I think, at least me. So, Roland, what's going on? Yeah, we are here. Master Prime is asking, and really quick, guys, if you're just tuning in, do me a favor, hit that like button, hit that sub button as well. Love to have you be a part of the gaming family. Really appreciate you being here on a Friday at a random time. Like, I don't know, what it's like 5:30 on the East Coast or 5:40. It's 2:30 here for me. Got some family stuff going on tonight, but I wanted to make sure I got some time to answer some of your questions, so thank you for being here. Master Prime is asking, what do you think people are going to... Okay, let's start over. Rewind. Do you think people are going to like the new game mode? I don't know. I mean, I know I enjoy it. I know pretty much every single person I've played with today enjoyed it as well. It's not because it's like, yeah, the Division can do no wrong. We're not in that place. Understand, we've been waiting just like you. You know, whether it's people who've been making content nonstop for the Division, or it's people who are now just jumping back into it. We've all been waiting for this game to give us something new because we all love this game. That's what it boils down to, you know? And so I've already heard people singing its praise. I've already heard people saying it's the worst thing ever. Don't even waste your time. Everyone's right in their own way. If it's not for you, don't play it, you know? But I don't know how you can make a determination on day one and on not having played it as yet, you know? So for me, I may love it now, but in 3 weeks, I may be like, guys, this is messed up. They made a change. I don't like it. But to be honest with you, that's why the PTS is going on. It's so that we can give feedback. I know there's this belief in our community that they're like, they don't listen to us anyway. Well, they definitely do. And there are reasons certain things may happen the way they happen. But this is why we have the PTS. And for me, I think people are going to enjoy it if they enjoy this style of gameplay. And I know again, it's kind of too early to say exactly what we're getting. If I had to run the same thing over and over like this, like I did in the Summit, I don't really hit the Summit up that much except to farm. This, for me, is 1,000 times better. 1,000 times better than farming the Summit because it changes every time. Like one of the sessions, I'm just cruising along and all of a sudden a hunter chops me in the head. I didn't know a hunter was going to show up. I thought they showed up at the end. They can randomly spawn. It's insane. Like, it's so much fun. So for me, I'm thrilled. And so I know that people that have my mindset with this game will enjoy it as well. But at the same time, take a breath. You know, we'll see what happens over the next few weeks. Andres, what's going on? Hello to you, my friend. My mic sounds awful. I don't know. Everyone, do me a favor. Yeah, everything sounds fine on this end. Anyone else, do me a favor. Let me know if do me a favor. If the microphone sounds good, do me a favor. Shoot me a thumbs up, please. Would appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, I still got to try to play catch up. You guys are awesome. Oh my gosh, these Badger's here. Oh my god, what's up, Badger? That's so awesome. No issues with the mic, everything is good. We are good, more excited. Jonathan's saying, I'm more excited about new gear and weapons and the new game mode. Same here. Some of the gear and weapons look sick. Now, a big question a lot of people are asking is, well, I want new missions. I want new this. I want new that. Well, we don't know if that's coming or not. It is early on. We should get more information, and hopefully we do get more missions because I'd love that as well. Another thing people would love is to see legendary difficulty in the open world. I would love that. Because what's great about this ability, and this is, again, just my opinion, but what's great about this new game mode, or excuse me, with this new expertise system, is it's going to give people the ability to do certain difficulties they haven't been able to do before. In my opinion, that's a really good thing.
You can head over to the cooling tower.
George says, I own the game and expansion. Why the F don't I have the patch for the PTS? So it's not a patch, George. So what you need to do, if you own this on PC, okay, you have to go to the Ubisoft Connect store. You need to type in, and it should actually pop up on your menu when you log in or where you go to your games. You should see Division 2 PTS somewhere on that page. And you click on that, you download it, you should be good to go. If you don't, you can search for it. But as long as you own the Division 2 and I believe the expansion as well, you're fine. Once again, and Jay is clarifying it, the PTS is only for PC users. So it is not for console, unfortunately. Okay, good. You do have it on a laptop. Right on. It should be there. What I've heard people doing is you have to completely quit, like force quit, just completely log out of Ubisoft Connect, and then I would say log out, log back in completely, and you should be good to go. I had that issue this morning too. What's going on, Badger? Good to see you, my friend. This guy's awesome. Again, and this is just... Okay, so one thing I was saying earlier, and I didn't get to really get into it, was the fact that one thing I love about seeing now is that there is so much positive energy in our community right now. And just to see people talking about the game, in my opinion, is awesome. You know, most of you know, if you've been at this channel for a minute, I make content 2 or 3 videos a week for this game, and I've done that. And actually, on Monday, it's going to be my 2-year anniversary of having a channel. I'll be doing a live stream, but we'll get into that later. My point is, this is just an amazing community, and to see everyone come together and you know, and to do it's just great. And I love people. I love seeing people getting excited about the game today, you know, and over the last few days as well. And again, I wouldn't say don't make a judgment yet on it. Give it time. You know, you're going to see very extreme opinions. People are saying it sucks right out of the gate. People saying it's just a mess. It's survival. Excuse me, not survival 2.0. That'd be awesome. It's Summit 2.0. It's, you know, to me, this feels more like Underground 2.0 than Survival 2.0, but that's just my opinion. People can say, oh, it's, you know, just another version of the raids. Kind of, but it's a 15-minute thing that you're able to get through, which is pretty awesome. So I should just, yeah, I just say give it a time, my friends. See, right again. If you're doing me, if you're doing me a favor, if you are just joining, I'm tired, guys. Been up since 2 a.m. If you're just joining me, do me a favor, hit that like button. If you're new here, please do me a favor. Like I said, like button. If you're inclined, join button. Want to be all that good stuff. You guys know what's up. Kind of losing my mind, but everything is good. Reynard, may I ask something not regarding to the new content? Absolutely. Fire away, my friend. How do you access the PTS? Smock Jr., do you have this on PC? So as long as you do, you go to the Ubisoft Connect. I think it's called Ubisoft Connect. Give me a second. Let me make sure. I keep saying that. I just want to make sure. Yeah, Ubisoft Connect. And when you log in, you should see the PTS next to where you go to games. You should see the PTS available for download. If you don't, log out, log back in, or search for it. It should show up. Hunters is saying, for me personally, if they don't bring up the difficulty to at least heroic, the new game mode is going to be trash and not worth playing. Well, here's the thing. You know, the difficulty does need to scale up, without a doubt. 100%, you have to have that ability to change it. So I'm hoping they give us that ability like they do in the Summit, where you can change that difficulty, because this on heroic could be so much different than on normal. So much different. I'm sure they'd give you a little extra time as well, but yeah, it'd be a big difference. Okay, good. We're getting all those thumbs up with the microphone. Awesome. Thank you, guys. I'm just trying to play catch up. You guys are amazing. If I miss your question, I'm doing my best to play catch up right now. Again, if you're just joining, like button, sub button, all that good crap. Super Cool says, I'm sorry to ask. I'm sure someone else has, but will this stuff come to PS4? Excuse me. The answer is yes. It's going to be on PlayStation. It's going to be on Xbox. Unfortunately, because of copyright and just different things, they can't do a PTS on console. It's a hot mess. And I'm using the word copyright. That's not the right word. But they only can do this testing, unfortunately, on PC. And it sucks. Because, you know, I know for a fact they would want to do this on as many platforms as they could. But it has to do with a certification process that Microsoft and Sony has, and they delay everything. So the problem is that by the time you would have access to the PTS itself, the PTS would be over. So it's kind of a weird, I don't know, it's just this weird, like, parallel, weird, stupid universe thing. But yes, when it does launch, it's going to be everywhere. It's going to be on everything. See what we got going on, Michael. What do I think about expertise level 332? Yeah, that seems excessive as shit, but I want to get it. I'll tell you right now. I just, you know what it boils down to? People are asking, and I forgot who asked towards the beginning of the stream. You know, what's the point? Well, you want to have a reason to log into the game and play. And for me, as I die, my reason is to get weapons and gear that I don't have, is to spec into and be able to make my character stronger and do other things in the game I haven't been able to do. So for me, that's what this game mode does. And while the expertise level may seem high, you know, people are saying, oh, it's just giving you another reason to grind. Good. I like looter shooters. That's part of the fun. Getting that gear, getting that drop, getting this, getting that, having that exotic finally drop for you after 2 months or whatever it may be. You know, that to me is what I enjoy about this game. So when someone asks me, well, why do you want to, you know, keep grinding for different gear? Well, that's what this game is. That's all this game is, you know. So, yeah, a little excessive, but we'll see what happens, you know. We definitely, okay, Blake, Blake is saying definitely need a stash limit bump. Okay, so from everything the game has said, and this goes back years, my friends, I don't think it's going to happen. We got one once, and yeah, I don't think it's going to happen again. I remember Yannick was very adamant about that. He's like, guys, that's it, we're done. What is our stash? 300, something like that. I forgot what it started at. I don't know if it was 200 or 250, and then we got that bump. Or I think it went from 150 to 300 or something, whatever, who cares? The point is, they did that bump, and they're like, lights out, that's it, no more. We're done. We're done. We're not giving you any more stash space. And they've been very, very adamant about that since that took place a while back. So, but yeah, I'm right there with you. I think, personally, what needs to happen with all of this stuff, with expertise, they've got to lower the price. They have to. Two things I want to see. You should be able to have as many exotic components as you want. because 20 is not enough, and they're so random when they drop that you should be able to hoard those like crazy. Secondly, they need to make recalibration even cheaper than they do now. Not by a lot, but it's still at a point where it's like, and look, here's when it comes to recalibration, and I'll get back to your questions. When it comes to recalibration, it's supposed to give you that extra boost. So let's say if you have something that's 10% damage to elites, or damage to elites, I wish. That used to be on the masks when the game first came out. But let's say if you have something that's 10% critical hit damage, and you want to get it to 12. That's what you use. I said recalibration, I meant optimization. That's what you use optimization for. You don't want to get something from 5% to 12%. That's going to cost you so much stuff. So it's not meant for that. It's meant for you getting these little bumps here and there, but even at that rate, it's so expensive. So I'd like to see that. Play catch up with chat real quick. Still don't see it. Okay, yeah. Of some of you, Mark of Blades, what's going on, buddy? Everyone, Mark of Blades is in chat. Another great content creator. Puts some of the sickest builds out that you can see. Absolutely love the guy. Good dude. Great builds. Mark, I'm absolutely loving it. I'm really enjoying it. You know, and again, I said this at the beginning of the stream, is that it's day one, right? I enjoyed it today. We'll see how I feel in a few days from now, and when they do the next thing. I cannot wait to get my hands on the new gear sets, on the new exotics, things like that. I'm going to give a fair and balanced assessment of this game as it continues. And I'll always be honest with you guys. If it's something I like, I'm going to tell you. If it's something that I don't think you'll like, I'll say that as well. And so for me, what I encountered today, and again, to be clear, I knew there was going to be crashing. I knew there were going to be connection issues. It's just, it was bound to happen. You just knew it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's going to take place. Putting all that aside, I sincerely had fun playing this thing. I really, really did. Of course we want it smoother. Of course we want to not see visual things. It's a PTS. You know, we got to expect that. So, but I really enjoyed it, honestly. Sergeant, who did you hide? I saw it pass as I rejoined. I don't. It just seemed, I don't know, someone was stirring up the pot about the microphone or something like that. I don't know. I don't even think I meant to hide him. But he all of a sudden was saying, yeah, your microphone's crap. And everyone's like, dude, you're lying. So I've heard through other creators, people will come into the stream and say that. And so I'm like, just gave him the chop right out of the gate. Right out of the gate. Hope I wasn't wrong. Oh, well. Tristan, enjoying the new game mode, having a lot of fun. Jay, yeah, Division community is the best. I think about the last day, how great it was to see everyone just getting back. You saw that excitement, that buzz with the game. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah, Abrax, it's great to see all the hype. It's great to see people actually talking about something positive instead of, oh, well, nothing again. Oh, well, nothing again. It's great because even the people who hate this game love this game. Like, it's funny. I'll see certain people say this is going to suck, don't play it. It's like, well, if you know it's going to suck, why are you even... Okay. And, you know, you'll hear people say, well, I tell it like it is. Well, I get that, and I respect that, but you're telling it how you think it is. You know, like for me, okay, guys, I'm going to put myself out there emotionally. I cannot get into Elden Ring. I can't. I tried like 6 times, right? Elden Ring is not a game for me. Now, does that make me wrong? Watch chat go, yes, you suck. But the point is, that's my opinion. I don't like it. I know it's a phenomenal game. It's not my thing. And so for people, if you enjoy playing it, then you play it. And if you don't, you don't. And my thing is, give this time before you make an assessment. You know what I'm saying? Albert, I see you're saying this is Summit with forced multiplayer. Yes and no. That's kind of a generalization. I mean, it's very easy to say that just on paper. It's because it's like, oh, wow, this is what it is. But it's not really that bad, you know. And the reason I say bad is I think it just kind of puts it into a corner that it shouldn't be in at this point. You know what I mean? When you play it, it's much different than the Summit, in my opinion. Again, just my opinions. all that stuff. The other thing is the fact that, even though it's 8 player, unfortunately, the only other thing we've had 8 player encounters with has been the raids, and that's been a mess. Even if you're on discovery mode, it's been a mess. So this was much easier to navigate. It was much easier to accomplish. So I think it's going to be more enjoyable than people think, but I understand people's reservations with it, you know. Splinter Shield is here. What is going on, buddy? Good to see you. I have no idea how long you've been here, but welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy you're here. Another amazing member of our community. Certification, not copyright. Thank you. I think I said certification at the last part, or I think I corrected myself, but who knows? Yeah, and like you're saying, it's just too much. Like, it's just too much work to get. And look, they would obviously love to have everyone's opinion that they can, but Microsoft and PlayStation make it really kind of difficult to do that. Kami's back. What's going on? Blake, you're saying you have three loot mules, and you still can't even hang on to your stuff. Yeah, you got too much stuff, man. I'm telling you right now. You don't need that much stuff. You don't need, if you have like 8 what's it called, contractor's gloves, you need to see someone. So George, I'm seeing that you're saying you still you still don't find the update. I would hit up Ubisoft directly, hit them up on Twitter and say, hey, having a hard time finding it. What should I do next? But it should be there. Again, if you own Warlords of New York, if you have the DLC for the Division, not just the base game, you have to own Warlords as well, I believe. It should be there. I'm kind of scrolling down. And again, if I miss your question, I do apologize. Doing the best I can to play catch up. Unknown username. Sergeant, when the expertise system finally launches, it's definitely going to make everything super easy, which is, of course, no fun. Do you think the enemy AI need a buff or at least a new difficulty level? So if you remember, when Warlords came out, everyone was getting their asses handed to them. Every build seemed so underpowered because there was a natural uptick in the enemy NPC. I think we're going to see that here as well. It has not been confirmed. They have not talked about it. Again, your footage you're looking at right now is on normal difficulty. I assume they're going to give us multiple difficulties to do, just like they do everywhere else in the world. Normal, hard, challenging, heroic, and hopefully legendary on this thing. I mean, facing legendary hunters, lights out, So anyway, I think there has to be, because otherwise, for people who are just melting content on heroic, you'll be able to do it with legendary, and then it's like, well, what's the point? So there's got to be some sort of an uptick to keep you needing to strengthen your character. Otherwise, there's no point to doing it, Guy Jordan is asking, have they increased the bag size or the chest size? No, not to the best of my knowledge, and I don't believe they're going to either. It's something they talked about a while back, and I don't think that it's something that's actually going to happen. So yeah, do me a favor, if you're just joining, welcome. Hit that like button, hit that sub button. If you're inclined, hit that join button as well if you would like. So we have here, Smock Junior Gaming, are there active clans? Dude, active clans all the time, without a doubt. Smock, if you're not on Discord, I definitely recommend hitting that up. You're always going to find people on Discord who have active clans going on, 1000%. Roland, I could not agree more. Roland says keeping exotic components capped at 20 at this stage of the game is just offensive and silly. 1000% agree. I agree 1000% because it's just like, for people who are still playing the game that have been grinding out for a while, I wind up, like, I hate deconstructing things and getting nothing in return. Like, it bothers me. Yeah, I would like to see that at least doubled, if not tripled. Because why else farm? You know what I mean? I want to be able to try to re-roll things, but yeah. I mean, that's the only thing I have extras of in the stash, multiple copies, or any of my exotics. So that way, when I want to re-roll things when the new content comes out, I can re-roll stuff and then break old exotics down and get those components. Because those are things I don't want to just break down to get space. Playing catch up. Cass Online, what's up? What's going on? What did Abrax say? Well, I agree with everything that Abrax says. I'm not sure. let's see. They need to put raid exclusives in the general loot pool, or at least lock them behind legendary content like the Bighorn. I agree 1000% with that, but with the stipulation: if you're going to put the Eagle Bear, the Ravenous, the Regulus, certain things in the general loot pool, you need to replace them with different exotic items that are exclusive to the raid. Reason for that: otherwise, that kills the mode, kills the raids. No one will do the raid at all. People like doing raids to be able to get those items. You know, GC Rock does those raid carries, awesome stuff. The only reason those happen is because they have specific items locked behind. If you do not have them, no one will show up. So I agree. I would love to see the look. If they said, "Hey guys, Eagle Bear, general loot pool, it's happening," people would go mad crazy back to the game. But if they do that, that also kills the raid unless they put something else behind it. Cass, you said it right now. Another great content, Cass Online. Yeah, I'll tell you right now, it is so great to have positive vibes with this game. It's amazing. It's so nice. It's so nice. Reynard is asking, oh, were you asking before you could ask another question? What's the best build for hunters on floor 100 of the summit on normal difficulty? I would say you stand at the door by getting covered by the counter, grab a shock trap, get yourself a Scorpio shotgun, and just light them up as they go through the door. That's what I like to do. This is my opinion. If not, matchmake, call for backup. Someone will join you with a high shade level, and you can just light them up that way. Yes, this is the P. Wait, 31, 55. Oh, I don't know. On the Hunter, yeah, I use 4-piece Hunter's Fury Scorpio. Look at us, Adrian. We are seriously cut from the same cloth. That's exactly it. I'm just playing catch up to the chat. Jessica Jones, hello. Glad to see people hyped again for this game. I do have multiple contractors' gloves and Fox's prayers. So yeah, I mean, I do too. Because some of them will have, like I have an all blue contractor's gloves, which I love. I have an all red one too. One with headshot damage, one with crit hit damage. So having certain variations are fine, but it's like, this goes beyond that, you know, and it's tricky because you don't want to get rid of gear. And my friends, hate to say this, but you're going to need more stash space because there's a ton of stuff jumping into the game. Like a ton of stuff jumping into the game. So, yeah, I hear you. I do too. I say, like, oh, it's like I have 4 different versions of the Hunter's Fury gear set, like when it comes to holster and chest and bag and this and that and whatever. So I'm right there with you. Trust me, 1,000%. Which Discord? Oh, Smock. So I would say, here's what you can check out. Kamikaze Von Doom has a great Discord, huge, great community there. GC Rock has a great one. And, you know, if you want to just go into the game itself, just look for, you know, I think you can type in kind of what kind of clan you're looking for. Casual, not casual, hardcore, if you need a microphone, all that stuff. And hopefully find one that is active and, you know, kind of go from there. Guy Jordan, you were hoping for the MCX AR as a new weapon. Yeah, that'd been dope. I would like that. Yeah. Splinter Shield, same page. Best build for 100 has always been Hunter's Fury. Yeah. 4 equals 4. That's so funny because in my head, I knew what you meant. You're a gear hoarder. I am too, though. I say I'm not, but it's like, man, I got to break this stuff down. You know? So again, if you're just tuning in, one of the best things about this, you know, new game mode is the fact that you can pick your targeted loot. It does give you another option. Case of, you know, hitting targeted loot in the open world, hitting certain missions or control points, not wanting to do the summit, whatever. And again, I know for many people out there, you're not big on the whole 8-person thing. Like, you want to be able to either play in a group or play solo. Even though this is in a group, it is not like running the raid. It's hard to explain, but there's a much different mindset. Like, some of the footage you'll see, again, is, you know, when I just joined, random matchmaking, no microphones, didn't know anyone in the group. And, you know, there was no communication at all with what was going on. And we figured it all out, you know what I'm saying? And it was well under the 15-minute mark, and that's what's great. It's the ability to get that accomplished. You get a ton of loot, by the way, like a ton of loot. That is one thing I want to make sure we talk about really quick, is one of the biggest I don't know. I don't know how to really word it, but you know, you feel like you wasted your time if you're farming and you don't get loot. I cannot stress to you how much loot you get running these things. It's insane. Like I started playing Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, absolutely addicted to the game, highly recommend it, love it, love it, love it. Reason I bring that up, in that game you get a shit ton of loot, and it's awesome, and it's great to feel rewarded for your time. A lot of people don't feel that way when they play this game. However, here, because of the hunters you encounter, they all dropped a name, every single hunter drops a named item. When you get to the end of this thing, you're facing a bunch of hunters, and hunters can spawn at any moment whatsoever. So you're going to be, it's worth 15 minutes of your time, if that. You know what I mean? Like, it's definitely, that's one thing I want to make sure I mention. Tons of loot. Tons of loot. And some of the loot you're going to see here is crap, because it's unnormal. But I also was able to get the Scorpio to drop. Am I using that now? Yeah, I am. Someone dropped, one of the NPCs dropped an exotic, which is great. So now I'm going to change my thing, try to get the memento, because this character, as I mentioned before, I don't play on PC. I just use this character for the PTS, hence the shade level 18. Shade level 18, that's so cute. And season level 3. So I have not touched this character in probably about a year and a half. See, we are on the questions real quick. Unknown username. Sergeant, I'm a super hardcore player already, so I can go through legendary solo without question with multiple builds. My Nemesis headshot can hit over 500 million. Definitely the AI needs a buff. So here's the thing, Unknown, and while it's, first of all, mad respect that you can do that. It's awesome. But unfortunately, you are in the upper echelon of gamers who play this game. Most people can't do that. So unfortunately, it's trying to find a balance when they're putting something together of making it challenging for players who are next level, such as yourself. And I mean that, I can do. I look at certain builds, I look at certain footage. I'm like, how do people do that? It's just amazing to me. And that's not something I'm great at as yet. I'm a casual. Even though I play this game a lot, I'm still a quote unquote casual player. And so I guess what gets tricky is finding that balance for gamers such as yourself and the person who jumps in and wants a challenge, but also wants options in regards to how hard that challenge is. But I have to assume, Unknown, I have to assume that they're going to uptick the difficulty. Because if you are, and I don't know if it can scale towards your character, how that works. Like when you go through the game, when we first started off, you're at level 20, then the NPCs are at level 20, and so on and so forth. I don't know if they can scale up with you. I don't know if that's what's going to happen or if that's a possibility, but they have to do something. Otherwise, it's going to be way too easy and not in a good way. You know what I mean? Not like, it's like, well, what's the point? Yeah, we don't want that. Jessica Jones is saying, I have 2 different versions of Do Patriot build, including a skill one. That's sick. I like that. And again, there's so much stuff. There's so much more stuff coming to the game. The one thing I want to make sure I stress, and I can't stress this enough, is with all the stuff you're going to see online, remember, my friends, it's day 1. I need some water. Hang on one sec. It's day 1, you know what I mean? So give it a few days. We see what happens. I'm gonna keep you posted on everything. Sorry, I'm having some water. I had to scoot back a little bit. Everything's gonna be changing. A lot of stuff's gonna change. So anyway, I'll be giving you all the information, showing you different mock builds you can put together. I cannot wait to get my hands on the exotics that they're going to be coming out and different gear sets and all of that. So there's going to be a lot of stuff over the next few weeks. And most importantly, and I cannot stress this enough, regardless of this is a game mode for you or not, let's just say people will love it or hate it. So let's say regardless of that, this is a huge step in the right direction for the franchise and for the game. And that's what matters most in my opinion. Do you know what I mean? Would I love to see Summit in this game? It's Summit. Jeez, what am I talking about? Would I love to see survival in this game? Yes. It's my favorite game mode by far. It's not here. It's not going to make me stop playing this game. I'd love to see survival in this game. But if I want to play survival, I can go to the other game if I choose to. So, it's one of those things where for this game, even though it might not be what everyone's looking for at this moment, It is a move in the right direction, which is imperative to the franchise. It's imperative to the franchise, in my opinion. Jay is asking, do you have time to pick up all gear loot on new mode? Yes, you do. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Yes, you do. I didn't have an issue with it at all. I could see there being an issue. Let's say if someone's, let's say if you do join a random group, and like here comes the hunters. Hang on, this is where it gets just awesome. Am I at the right point? Hang on, I don't know if I am or not. I'm trying to look at the footage. There was so much to. Anyway, it's so much fun. But anyway, the only thing I could see happening, let's say if you're in a group of random people and someone decides to just bail. They're like, oh, mission's over. Oh, here's the countdown. Oh, I'm done. And they haven't checked to see, if everyone's finished. Like, if you're in the summit, you go to the elevator and you have 30 seconds. You're like, oh, shit, I got 30 seconds to pick up my stuff. I better do it. As long as they have something like that implemented, I think we're going to be fine. Yeah, Adrian, you said you had a God-rolled Scorpio drop and you were going to share it, but everyone left before you could... Oh, well, yeah. I mean, the thing is one thing I say in all my different farming videos and things like that is wait to the end. If you're rolling with someone if you're rolling with someone, if you're playing, someone's rolling at shade level, 4,500, most of the stuff in this game they already have. You know what I'm saying? Like, most of the stuff they have, they're going to want to share things. So, take a beat. Wait a second. Let people share that gear because... In my opinion, that's what makes this community as great as it is you have people who truly work together, and I love it. Splinter Shield is saying, so much loot that the biggest concern is having enough time to go through it. Yeah, it's crazy, because let's say, when hunters drop loot, I mean, look at that. That's one hunter, and I think we took out, I don't know, 6, 7, 8. So that's, let's say, 30 pieces of loot based on hunters alone. That's insane. In less than 15 minutes. That's what you want to think about. Talk about a loot run. That's what's nuts about this, is the efficiency of it, and it's really fun because you don't know when those hunters are going to spawn. And again, it's the, day one. I keep saying that, but I'm saying it for a reason, so. Kez said targeted loot is tied to the summit targeted loot. Oh, no kidding. That's awesome. I didn't know that. Right on. Very, very cool. I didn't realize it was the same thing. So if I set it to LMGs right now, that means if I go back in the summit, it's going to be LMGs as well. Didn't realize that. Well, I'm going to look into that tomorrow. Or later tonight. Who's kidding who? That's who we are. The alarm noise was annoying and very stressful. That's funny. Jonathan is asking, what are my thoughts about that shield nerf? Look, here's the thing. What I don't understand is this. And again, if you're just tuning in, this is footage from throughout the day, different points when I was playing. The reason why I did pre-recorded footage, and then I will get back to your question, Jonathan. The reason I did pre-recorded footage is the fact that there was a lot of crashing going on today. And the last thing I wanted to have happen was to be live streaming, getting delted out, worrying about all that crap, and not being able to actually answer your questions and talk to you. So that's why, and again, I don't play on PC. I do have a gaming PC laptop, but it's not like a rig. Like, it's not stacked to do live stream and all this stuff, and I didn't want to, I wanted it to be good so we could actually chat about stuff. But Jonathan's question was, what are my thoughts about the shield nerf? Now, and this is also for Intimidate as well. When it comes to PvP, both of those things have to happen. Now, you were talking to someone, or you're listening to someone. I mean, I guess we're talking, but you know what I'm saying. I don't play PvP. But in my opinion, and you've heard me say this before if you've been at the channel for a minute, I think that the community, the PvP community, has been greatly neglected for a long time, right? And this is one of the things that they've been screaming for forever. Fix the shields, fix certain things, intimidate all of this stuff, because there are these metas in the game and there are glitches and all this stuff, and it sucks. And when it comes to PvP, that's awful. PvE nerfs, I'm not a fan of that. Like, I don't see why they can't keep Intimidate the way it is on PvE and change it for PvP. I'm sure there's a reason for that. There has to be a reason for that. But, the shield nerf, I didn't even, to be honest with you, Jonathan, to give you a quick answer, didn't even register. didn't even register that that's what happened to me when my shield broke. I'm like, oh, that's why I got disoriented. That's right. I forgot that happens. Because when your shield breaks, you get a little lit up for a second. Oh, I better pay more attention. I better focus a little more, you know? And so, yeah, I mean, for me, I didn't really think of it until you just brought it up in regards to my own gameplay. Again, this is what you're looking at right now on the screen, the Delta error. This is from this morning, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, survival. I love it. It's my favorite. That is the magic word. Texas rocks. Texas does rock. You're cool, dude, Sarge, but sorry, I don't trust anything UB Massive has to say. Okay, Texas. First of all, lived in Bee Cave for a while. Bee Cave, Texas, which is, just what? Something of just west of Austin? South? Whatever, dude. Anyway, Texas. Loved living there in Austin. Basically, Austin. Says I'm a cool dude. Thank you for that. Appreciate you. But you don't trust anything UB/massive, what they say about anything anymore. And unfortunately, you are not alone with that, with that thought process. And what my challenge to you is separate the people who work on the game from the faceless puppeteers over at big business sometimes. Does that make sense? I think a lot of the time, unfortunately, when we have developers, we have game designers, we have artists, we have community managers. We need to be sending them flowers every day. They must have to deal with so much crazy shit we don't know about. My point is this. I think that everyone over at the game wants the best game possible. No one over there is saying, yay, guess what? We get to delay it again. Yay, we get to cancel an apparel event. Yay. No one wants that. But it happens because things are out of their control sometimes. And who's first in the firing line? They are. So I hear what you're saying. And my challenge is, and I agree, like Ubisoft, it's just, come on, really, guys? What's going on? This is what you give us? This is what's happening? But that does not mean that it's the people who are working on the game directly that have anything to do with that. You know what I mean? And so for me, it's making sure there's a very distinct line drawn between corporate and the actual artists who work on something. I hope that makes sense. Let me know. Yeah. Thumbs up if that makes sense to you. Bee Caves is nice. I love it there. Lake Travis football. It's insane, man. I remember, crazy stuff. Abrax Gaming taking off. You're going to hit the hay. You have a good one and catch you soon, buddy. We got to play together soon. And by the way, as soon as I get back to doing Diplomats of the Division, Abrax, we are going to chat. I cannot wait to chat with you. If you have not as yet, sub to his channel, that Abrax Gaming, amazing content creator, all-around great guy. Have a good one, my friend. Hunters is saying, when PvP nerfs affect PvE, that is the worst decision Ubisoft has made, and it's totally unfair. Okay, know if it's the worst decision, but it sucks. Totally sucks. I don't know why they can't separate the two easily, but again, I'm still a person who I'm amazed when I can turn on a light switch and the light goes on. Like, I'm a simple person, you know what I mean? But I don't understand why they can't separate the two. I don't get that. Does that mean you'd have two different... Maybe it's just not possible to have a piece of gear dramatically change as far as... like, you can't have a different talent in one place and a different talent in the other. It can scale down. And from what I've heard... And again, look, guys, keep in mind, next week... Or this week, here's my problem, and I said this before. The character I have right now doesn't have any really good gear, so I'm going to be doing some farming. I'm going to put together a Hunter's Fury, my normal build, with Intimidate, and see if I feel a difference. And if I do, I'm going to because my shade level. But is it going to be significant? All I know is once I got the Scorpio playing this, it was not even close to being maximized. And I felt comfortable enough with that build to go head-to-head with a Hunter. So that's without Intimidate. That's without certain skills I normally have on there. So I think while it will be different, it's not going to be a huge night-and-day change that will make you not want to use a talent. If we go back to... what's the weapon? Chatterbox. Okay, so for those of you that may not know, Chatterbox initially, and I think it might still be the same way. And really quick, if you're just joining, do me a favor, hit that like button. If you are new here, hit that sub button as well. You can also hit that join button. I appreciate the support, guys. I can't even tell you how much it means to be back like to really feel like the game is coming back. You know what I mean? But I was talking about the chatterbox, and in order to get that exotic SMG, you had to get a bunch of keys and open up hyena caches and whatever. Now, back in the day, like now you can get keys, faction keys from killing. You can go farming for, bounties and get keys that way from going after hyena bosses and things like that. Well, back in my day when I used to go hunting, you'd have to go get keys in the underground or in the sewers, and you didn't know which faction key you were going to get, and you had to map it out on a 24-hour loop because they respawn every 24 hours. And I grind to get the chatterbox, and it was great, and I had this great talent. Then they took the talent away. I was so pissed off. But they replaced it with a talent which I'm like, this sucks. And now the chatterbox is one of my favorite weapons because of the talent they replaced it with. So I just kind of want to give it time before I make that determination that I don't like it, George, you know what? Here's the thing. So the game has no future without any PvP. It's a very accurate statement. It has a future, but it's not as good a future as it should be. Does that make sense? I know grammatically that was incorrect, but it needs to, it needs that aspect. You need both aspects of the community. And I think the most frustrating point, or the frustrating thing in my opinion, is that you have PvE saying, blah, 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 blah. You have people who play PvE saying, oh, PvP, blah, 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 whatever. And PvP players saying, well, PvE gets everything. But we should be on the same side where we should both be getting the stuff we want. You know what I mean? Where it's like, come on. And as a PvE player, I'm saying this right now, we get so much more attention than PvP. PvP doesn't get a second look sometimes. Hopefully all of those things are in the right direction. And I think that the changes we're getting as PvE players are minimal in regards to how it's going to actually affect our gameplay. But again, I'll be trying everything out, so I'll keep you posted on everything. I can promise you that. Kenneth, what's going on? Yeah, I miss Underground 3-phase solo. Yeah, see, okay, so the only, right now, and I'm going to, in the upcoming days, try to solo the footage you're seeing now. I wish this had a solo aspect. And again, this is footage from earlier. The game did not freeze. This is why I'm showing you recorded footage. This is for those of you just tuning in. But, yeah, I do wish that this had a solo aspect. Now, there is footage. You'll see me go into this solo, and I was able to get through one of the first waves, and I think the only reason I couldn't get farther was only due to the fact that my build was horrific because I never used his character, and I'm just doing some farming now. But to have the option is important. Now, you can start this solo. I've also talked to people, like today, that have cleared this with 3 or 4 people. So you don't need a squad of 8. You can start the thing with as many people as you want. So keep that in mind. And the only thing is it's not going to scale. But I did this thing solo and got, through a third of it with the most horrible build imaginable. And by horrible, I mean running with, I don't even know what the talent, I had a Handy-U backpack, an Empress International mask, like the point man chest, just because this is gear I had from another PTS, and I was still able to get through a certain point, which is great. The reason I bring that up is you may have the option of doing it solo, but you also do have the option of, I know, like 4-person team, we're able to clear this thing, which is good. Tater Salad, what's going on, my man? Thumbs up to you. Good to see you, buddy. Yeah, Badger says, yes, the good old days when farming was actually considered farming. Yeah, I mean, that's, I think, what all of us want. And I think that why, and again, this is all my opinion, we want to have a reason to play this game again. And I think what makes me happy about what's going on in the community right now is that there's positive stuff going on, We are not just saying, it's unfortunate, when we get a post on Twitter and it says, such and such is back, take out this target. Well, we've taken out the target for 2 years now. Give me something. And that's what we hear anytime there's a post. Now, when I see those posts, I like them because I'm a fan of the game and I appreciate the work they're doing over there. And of course, in my head, I'm thinking, God, I want something new. I want a reason to play. Like, I want a real reason to play this game. What keeps me, like, I'll be honest with you. What's kept me at this game for the last year is you, my YouTube family. It's my amazing Division YouTube family. You know, I'll put out videos twice a week, 3 times a week, as often as I can. I do the news ones, even though there's no news. I'll give you an update, try to answer questions. And the reason I do that is because of the community. And now that we're actually getting more game stuff, that to me is obviously what it's about. So in my mind, this, like I said before, is that step in the direction we've all been waiting for. And it's really nice to see. Like yesterday, it was so great to see on Twitter and wherever you may be, you know, as far as social media goes, positive things. You're going to see negative ones. People already hate this thing. People who haven't even played it hate it. Like, they've just seen footage. And that's their right. Right on. Like, don't play it. I get you. You're like, this is not what I'm looking for. Hopefully there's going to be something that there is, you know, that you're looking for. And so, again, you know, in my opinion, I think the fact that this is happening, like I said 1,000 times, it's a step in the right direction. And, yeah, I think the future looks good. I think this is I really think this is the start of many, many things we can look forward to in the game. Badger, we do need more explosive resistant mods. Well, that's why I try to work. There are so many different builds I try to work Sawyer's knee pads in because of that talent, where you are immune to explosions. How they haven't nerfed that thing, I don't even want to say that out loud, but that is an amazing talent. And think about that. With the different weapons we're getting now and the different gear sets and the different, you know, talents on the weapons and the gear and all of the stuff, adding an exotic to it, whether it's the memento, whether it's Sawyer's knee pads. I'm thinking about that one build that has, you know, you have to take damage in order to get stacks of, it just looks absolutely insane. The new, you know, the new exotic mask, all of these things. So I think when we get all of this gear, we'll really realize how many different ways we can run with it. Does that make sense? I hope it makes sense. Because, you know, I used this example earlier, but when the Scorpio, you know, Hunter's Fury, Memento Backpack came out, completely changed my gameplay. Completely changed my gameplay. I was never a run and gun build type of person, and now that's all I run with. Like, all I wanted to do in the footage, and you'll see it, you know, once I actually get the Scorpio to drop, I immediately, that became my primary. I had Hunter's Fury equipped, and I was in my wheelhouse because that's what I enjoy running with. And so when you get different gear, it makes you change the game. Excuse me, it makes how you play the game change, therefore making it feel like a new game. You know what I mean? So Hunter says, I hate going down in the sewers to get keys. I'm always getting Dark Zone keys, and Dark Zone keys should not be able to be dropping in the open world because I don't go into the Dark Zone. I didn't, you know what? I forgot you can get DZ keys down there. I just farm bosses. Farm hyena bosses, you know what I mean? 2 tactics. Is PTS just on PC or console as well? Unfortunately, is just on PC. They want to have it on console, but it's a whole Microsoft Sony thing. They make it a hot mess, so unfortunately, yeah, it's PC only, which sucks. Geronimo Charles, hello, how are you? We're actually caught up on chat. This is awesome. Roland is saying, I would like to have heard, excuse me, I would have liked to hear of some retooling or revisions of some of the older underutilized talents. Yeah, like reassigned a protector. So it's not to say that those things are happening or not happening. They haven't got into a lot of details as yet. I think there's a lot of things that are going to be brought to our attention. I think there's going to be a lot of other changes that we're going to see in the game. But for now, this is what they've given us, you know? I'm not saying it's going to be a world of difference as far as other things go, but one thing I strongly suggest is, you know, the reason why I say in my videos, and I put out a news video. I put out a video earlier today talking about the PTS, giving you a quick breakdown. If you haven't seen it, do me a favor. After the live stream, if you have time over the weekend, go to that video And in the comment section, talk about things you want to see, because what everyone like, and when I say this, I know a lot of people who play this on PTS who feel the same way. I take this seriously in regards to, okay, Geronimo wants to see this. I'm going to type that in. You know, unknown users talk. Yeah, unknown username. He's mentioned the fact that, you know, he is at that point in the game where he can pretty much breeze through stuff. Where's his challenge? Like, is he going to just be able to get through it twice as fast? Or is there going to be a point for him actually wanting to get through it, wanting to do these things? And so let me know what's going on in the comment section. Either in this one, it's honestly much easier in an actual video itself because this chat is obviously a lot. I forward that stuff on. It's what we do, you know, in regards to the PTS. And hopefully we get a lot of the things we want. Yeah, Texas Rock says, I just want my age-old question answered. Why is there a sniper specialization in game when actual sniping is not allowed? You know, going prone, using rooftops, etc. Yeah, I don't know. It's a good question. George is saying Scorpio was my main weapon for a year, but you hate it. It's like cheating. You can do everything easily, even on legendary difficulty, but no PvP, it doesn't work well. Yeah. So here's the thing. Like, for me, it's still a challenge, and this is me being honest, because that's what I do here. I still struggle here and there with legendary content. You know, if I make the wrong move, as it should be with legendary, you're going to get lit up, even with the Scorpio going. I was very surprised. You know, when we go back to the last PTS, title update, whatever, 8. I'm making up a number. I don't know what title update it was. We're at 15 now, so who knows what title update that was. But the point is, when they first introduced Hunter's Fury and Scorpio, I'm like, dude, they're going to nerf this stuff. Now, they did make a change to the Scorpio, because with the Scorpio, you could hit enemies at any range and get all those buffs. Now it's dependent on how close you are. So they did make that change, because otherwise you could have been halfway across the map, you hit someone, and they're not going to move, which is super cool. But again, they needed to change that because that's way too easy. But, you know, to your point is, I thought they were going to, you know, nerf certain things, and they didn't. And I think that certain things in the game, you know, you always have the option, and this is what I like, to choose the way you run your build. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it's about having those options and going from there. A meta is only a meta if you actually use it. When you're going head-to-head with someone in PvP, that's when it can be annoying. But as far as your own gameplay, if you're a solo player, you run it a certain way. If you're in a group, you run it a little bit differently, you know? Yeah, Kenneth's saying I agree. Different modes and more of them to cater to different play styles. Solo team PvP. Why no arena style gameplay with solo or team leaderboards? Yeah, so there are a lot of things. And look, there's also the Division Heartland, which is going to be coming out, which could bring a lot of stuff to the universe that we all want to see as well. So you could have, and again, I don't know if it's going to split the universe up where everyone who's in PvP and the Division 2 is going to go over to Heartland or whatever. But that could be, again, we'll see. All I know is I've talked to a lot of people that have done the Heartland test, and they cannot wait for that to drop as well. So we should be getting, not only with this game, but that, a lot of stuff this year. Jonathan is asking, Sergeant, there was an update about the expertise system. It's not implemented into PTS yet, but it's how the enemy AI scaling will work with the expertise and proficiency rank system. That's awesome. So there we go. That hopefully is our answer right there, is that as you level up, somehow the game knows, oh, dude, this guy's got, wow, he's level 10 with all this stuff. I need to get extra whatever, you know. So there does pose that challenge still. Gee, I wonder if this is spam. Oh, Lord. Hang on. Let me get rid of it. Give me a second, people. Oh, to be spammed. Oh, Lord. I have to do this real quick. Sorry, guys. They're quick with it. They fire like 8 in a row. Okay. Sorry guys, I have to erase all this crap. That's the only part that's kind of a pain. Is you got to make sure you report all this stuff. Otherwise you get hit up all the time. It is no bueno, and I don't want anyone clicking on anything that's going to give them, you know, I mean by this it looks like herpes, but a virus or anything like that. Heyo. Alright, remove. It's very slow going. I'll get to your questions in a second, everyone. If you're just tuning in, do me a favor, hit that like button, hit that sub button as well if you are inclined. Hit that join button. Would love for you to be a... Well, you guys already are a member of the Gaming Brigade. I mean, that's it. We're family here. We are family. So there's that. Oh my gosh. This person's killing me. Killing me, Smalls. Remove, remove. Hopefully it's playing catch up. I know, I need another mod in here. Well, it's funny because typically Simba, Lion King 121 is here. And he does all this stuff. Like, he's awesome. But there are so many people that he follows that are streaming that he's been bouncing around streams all day. The guy's got to be exhausted. He's probably been going since like 2 a.m. You know what I mean? Hang on, guys. I'm almost done. Swear to you. Give me one more second. I gotta have to report each and every one of these each time, because otherwise they do not disappear from the stream. I think we're golden now. Is there one more? Okay, good. Okay, where were we? Where were we? I know. Okay, we need the mod. Oh, we still got one there. Gotta get rid of that. Report, report, report. Sorry, everyone. Wasting your time having to remove porn links from the frickin' chat. Ugh. I guess that's when you know you've made it as a content creator. I've made it. Look at me. Alright, so let's see where we are. Jonathan, every time you gain a proficiency rank, the enemy AI will gain 1,000 health, armor, and damage. When you reach max proficiency, the rank the enemy scaling will stop. Awesome to hear. That's great to hear. Now, do you mean max proficiency? Because, like, for instance, I have max proficiency on Empress International Mask. Does that mean I'm considered max proficiency if I'm not wearing the gear, or do I have to be wearing the gear? That's what I assume. So, yeah. But awesome. Either way, it's going to be good. Yeah, Badger, you kind of hit the nail on the head. They have great ideas when it comes to gear, weapons, etc., but the problem is they forget their community isn't played like them, or especially when it comes to PvP. Well, you know, again, I'm hoping that... I always wondered, like, you know, when they make nerfs to things, like, who said, oh, this is too strong? I'm not talking about PvP, I'm talking about PvE. Like, has someone in PvE ever said, you know what? This is way too strong, I'm not having fun? No. That's why everyone loves Golden Bullet event. Because they can feel like just a machine for a while. So, anyway. Yeah, I'm glad to hear about the enemy scaling. That's good. Yeah, this is why things get overlooked sometimes, hence the shrapnel trap. So for people who don't play PvP that are in the stream right now, you know, it's one of those things where they've been dealing with the same glitching and this and that for years. I'm not just saying, like, for years. And they try to fix it, then there's a workaround. And they fix it, then there's a workaround. And so, you know, yeah. It's, hopefully, like I said, everyone, this is a step in the right direction. I think it is. I think for both PvE and PvP it will be. And as always, I'll keep you posted on anything. If you're just joining, do me a favor. Actually, our likes are above our viewers. Let's see if we can get to 100 likes before the 2-hour mark. I'll probably do this for another hour or so. Maybe 50 minutes, 45 minutes, something like that. Chad, evening to you. How are you, my friend? Good to see you. Good to see you. Texas Rocks is saying, big time wait and see mode for me on Heartland, trust issues and all. Yeah, you got it, 100%. I'm looking forward to jumping into it. To me, it sounds fun. I'm looking for anything that's like survival. In a way, PvEVP, I totally dig that. American Patriot, what's going on? How's it going? Good to see you, my friend. You really hope, Kenneth is saying, I really hope PvE and PvP communicate, communities don't split. You don't play PvP all that much, but you really want both to flourish in the same game, as do I. And I part of me does worry that is this kind of the direction it's going. Hopefully it's not. We will see. But yeah, I'd like the same thing too. Oh, Patriot, yeah, I'm good for now, but I'll definitely keep you posted on future streams for sure. I appreciate that, buddy. Thank you. It's called Division because in future PvE players and PvP will get in conflict for good. It's just a total, like, it's a total dumpster fire. I'd love to see that. No, Texas, I don't think it was saying you get a buff only to... Oh, I see what you're saying. You're getting a buff to only buff the enemies as well. Well, okay, and then he says, what's the point? Well, it's a good question. That's what that is. I don't know. You guys, you know what? Again, we're going to see what it's like. You know, one thing I do remember from the last PTS is there were a bunch of things that were going on in the game that never made it to the final game. You know what I mean? A few aspects of talents on skills where they're like, this is pointless. Or, why am I doing this? What is the point of that? Like, why am I not going to have that edge? Now, here's what I want you to think about when it comes to the enemies in this game. I think, let's say the base damage for a yellow bar full armor is about, I'm making this number up, but I think it's close, about 9-10 million. We're not sitting at 9-10 million armor. So they already have 10 times the armor and than we have, and we can still get through them. So I think what's going to happen is I don't know. We're going to wait and see. I mean, when you put it that way, it's like, well, everything scales. But then it's also the same process. Thought process would be, well, what's the point of getting new gear if what I have already works? I mean, I hear what you're saying, Texas. It totally makes sense. So we're just going to have to wait and see. But again, I can tell you right now, when people are playing the PTS, they're looking at all of those things. And it's very important to have people's opinions who are casual players who play a few times a week and people who are hardcore, like Unknown, who can rip through content. You need everyone's input, and so that's the importance of having these things. So definitely, guys, let me know what you think. From watching this content, other content, stuff like that, you can see here that, you can become proficient in any order with any gear that you want. Now, it's important to actually look at the gear that allows you to spec into it, because, for instance, not every mask is going to give you a proficiency rank. All the gear sets will, but not every mask. So when we go to mask, you can see there's the chill out mask, there's Coyote's mask, punch drunk, things like that. So it's going to be a lot of fun. It should be fun. And there has to be a point somewhere, meaning a point to doing this. Jonathan saying, Sergeant, that I'm not sure about, but I'll definitely look into it. But I'm pretty sure every single piece of gear and weapon that ranks up, the enemies get a buff. So yeah, we'll see what happens. You know what I mean? And Patriot, yes, I will let you know for sure. Appreciate the offer. Once again, if you're just joining, do me a favor, hit that like button. If you're new here, hit that sub button as well. Would love for you to be a part of the gaming family. Just taking some time. Probably good for another, I don't know, like I said, half hour, 45 minutes. Trying to answer as many questions as I can about the game. New game mode, countdown, it's day one. And there's going to be, like I've said multiple times, a lot of different information out there. We'll see what happens, my friends. I say we give it some time. I'm not going to make any determination yet. I've enjoyed it so far. I'm looking forward to jumping back in. For me, it's about farming, leveling up, getting that grind. I want to become proficient with my stuff. I also want to make sure I don't burn myself out, because one question a lot of people are asking, and I'm going to address this in Monday's news video, is does anything roll over from the PTS to your actual character? And the answer is no. So everything I'm doing now, I'm going to need to do again. What I can do now is realize and inform the game, and as can everyone else who's doing the PTS, is what's the point? Texas, your point is so valid. Why am I actually speccing into these? Why am I actually doing these things in the game? And it could be just to the point of you strengthen your character, but if your enemies are going to scale along with you, are you really strengthening your character? Like, why am I doing this? We'll find out. You know what I mean? But again, think about it. I mean, we already have that now in a way, you know, with a, I don't know. I mean, we'll see what happens, buddy. 12 million armor. Thank you, unknown. So, Sergeant, yellow bars have at least 12 million armor, 5 million health, and around 90k to 120k damage depending on the type of weapon. And that's on heroic. So the point is when you think about that, so think about if we rolled into anything. If I show up, right? If I'm in your squad and you look down and you say I have 12 million armor, 5 million health, you're like, dude, what's up, glitch? But you're like, I can't compete with this guy. There's no way. Yet we're able to take them out. So I think the point is, even though there is going to be the scaling, there's already insane scaling difference. Even though it's going to match it, I think there should still be that feeling of having a little more power. But otherwise, like you said, what's the point? So it's got to be there. I mean, right? Doesn't it? Yeesh. We'll find out, won't we? American Patriot says, I'm looking forward to the new exotic SVD. I hope the increase I just hope the increase in ammo you hold in reserve because it stands your SVD only holds like 150 rounds. Yeah, I think we'll see what happens. I mean, I know for a lot of things that I thought were going to be nerfed initially with one of the last PTS, they stayed the same, and things that I hoped would go went. So it's nice, you know what I mean? So it's I think as we move along, we'll be able to get a good determination. Like, well, what's the point of using this weapon if this is actually what happens? Master Prime is asking, are your enemies getting changes with our expertise levels? That's what we're trying to figure out. We're pretty sure it is, but they haven't talked about percentages or scaling or things like that. And I know that Jonathan just brought something up. Once I get information in front of me and it's, you know, that I can read it and look at it, well, obviously, you know, I'll go through that as well. But yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens. But again, my whole thing is this: getting back to the actual game mode. It's enjoyable, it's fun. Most importantly, you're getting a ton of loot, and that to me is awesome. Like, that is what it's about. I want to see a ton of loot drop, you know, and it's great because you actually feel like you're not spinning your wheels when you're playing this game mode, and that is really nice. Agent Ven, what's going on? GG's. Oh, nice. Thank you, King. Yeah, I know. American Patriot offered to mod too, so yeah, I'm not going to use it right now, but in future ones, definitely appreciate that. I know, King, the one time you're gone, I got spammed like crazy. It was like from the same person, but like 8 times in a row. Does that mean I've made it as a YouTuber because I'm getting spammed? Blake is saying they hope InSync proc with shield stays. I don't think that's going to stay. I don't think that's going to stay at all. But here's the thing, Blake. I'll tell you something. So Blake was just saying he hopes that InSync proc with shield stays at least for PvE. Now, it needs to be gone for PvP. It's not even a question. Like, it's completely all jacked up, right? But for PvE, they made a comment that the game did where it's like, it's getting unintended use in PvE. And I'm like, well, who's complaining about it? That's my question. Who's the person saying, I don't like it? Because if you don't like it, you don't use it. So I don't know if what's happened is they try to steer us away from metas, or I don't know. You know, I mean, these are questions I'd love to find out too. Good to see you too as well, Venance. Venance? I hope I'm saying that right. Yeah, so I know a few things people are kind of worried about. It's the InSync proc with shield. It's the Intimidate talent. Once I get some of that stuff on my gear, I'm going to give it a shot, see if I feel a difference. The only thing that's tough for me is I don't play on PC. You know, my primary character is on Xbox, and that's where everything is maxed out. So no matter how hard I hit with this character, it's not going to feel the same as it will with my main character on Xbox. So, you know, I'm shade level 17 here. So the point is, it's going to feel a bit different, but you'll still have an idea of if there's a huge swing or not in regards to what, you know, it's going to be like, you know. And in my mind, it's one of those things where if it's not this huge major change, I'm okay with it, you know. But if it's something where it's like, well, now this is totally pointless, that's the stuff I don't like. King, thank you, Simba. Appreciate you. Yeah, vengeance. I will definitely. Yeah, you know what? We'll chat. We'll chat later for sure. But yeah, and same thing, Patriot. Like the more people, you know what? Hang on, I can actually just do that right now. Zoink, where'd it go? I'm putting faith. I have to put you in timeout. Okay, done. And then where is vengeance? I put my faith in Simba. There we go. And I didn't really put you in a timeout. I think you guys are both good now. I think you're both moderators. Be cool. Be cool. Fatzilla. That was fantastic. It's been a year since you stepped away from the Division 2. How's it holding up? Well, I'm here to tell you, nothing's changed. So that's good. You haven't missed anything. Still the exact same game it was a year ago. Nothing is different whatsoever. So you don't have to worry about at least... wait, hang on. Let me finish one question, King. I'll get to you. Zilla, you don't have to worry about things changing too much, but with this new update, when it comes out, there will be a change to certain aspects. So in my opinion, now is definitely the time to jump back in. Yeah, Vengeance is saying it's definitely time. Yeah, you got to bake the DZ PvP meta with InSync. Yeah, not be able to proc it in PvE is tough because it will change how people play this game in PvE. And in my opinion, it should be two separate worlds. You know what I mean? Hashtag lurk. Oh, Kamikaze Von Doom is in the shadows. Simba, you will always be my head mod unless Kamikaze's there and then he, pressures me like mentally into making him be the head mod and then you guys could fight it out to the death or something like that. We'll figure it out. In the game, not in real life. Dear Lord, everybody be cool. Once again, if you're joining, hit that like button. We're 2 likes away from hitting 100. If you are new to the channel, do me a favor, hit that sub button. My voice is slowly starting to go. I think I've got about 20 minutes of life back left in me right now, to be honest with you. Because I was like, oh, we're going. Oh, my gosh. Maverick. What's up, Mav? How long do the phases of the PTS last? Honestly, I don't know. So there are 3 phases total. But we don't know how long this is going on for. I'm under the assumption, oh no, look at this. Someone, hey, you guys are on look at you guys are on point. Vengeance just dropping the bomb. Oh, look at you. You were quick, dude. King, bam, that's my vengeance. What is going on? Why am I getting spammed like this? Like, seriously, what is happening? This has never happened before. I'll get some random one here and there. Okay, so let's go back. So, Maverick. I do not know how long these phases last. Now, there are 3 phases of the PTS. I think they only last for like 3 or 4 days at a time. Other people think it could be a week at a time. I don't think they go non-stop. There's a stop time because phase 1 will go for like 4. I'm going to say until Monday. I'm making this up. I have no idea whatsoever. It goes on until Monday or Tuesday. Then they turn it off. They do little tweaks. They twist whatever they do. Wave the magic wand. Then that's when they're going to add exotics for us to try out, gear sets, things like that. And then they drop phase 2 on us. And that goes on for 3-4 days. Take it off the server again, make a few tweaks, and then you do a 3rd one. And then ideally, a few weeks after that, that's when it actually launches. So, you guys are awesome. That was insane, the level of vengeance. Vengeance, I mean, seriously, you dropped the fury on that spam. That was insane. Wow. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Where are we? Gaz, what's going on? Hey, Sergeant, you're new to the channel. Do you play hardcore? All right, so here's the thing. Thank you for bringing that up, Gaz. I'll tell you. As I sit back, stretch my old man back. I'm not old, I'm just kidding. Stretch my back for a second. We'll get into the whole graybeard thing another time, why I call myself graybeard. But anyway. I've had 2 hardcore characters. I've gotten them to level, like right before level 40, or level 30, whatever it was. Whatever max level was when I did the hardcore characters. And unfortunately, both times when I was right about to hit max level, dealt it out, log back in, character's dead. Pisses me off. Pisses me off. Reached out to support, all this stuff, and it's dealt it out. And it's not on my end. Because when I'm doing stuff like that, I'm hardwired into the internet. I'm not messing around. I'm going to make sure nothing goes wrong on my end to have that happen. With that being said, I get dealt it out for no reason, and all those, hours of work just wasted. And it's happened to me twice, so I'm like, "Meh, you know what? I think I'm done with this for right now." You know what I mean? And I enjoy it. I mean, that's fun. Hardcore, I mean, that's a lot of fun to do. But like I said, how many times am I going to, try the same thing and have the same outcome happen? Texas Rock saying there's no reason to be so control freakish about how we play PvE. Drives me nuts. It drives me crazy too. I don't think it should matter. I don't. I think PvE is its own thing. I don't. So what if there's a PvE meta? Why does that? Why like? How does that affect anyone? Could it affect your gameplay in a group? Yes. Here's why. Let's say if I'm trying to do something and I'm trying to get headshot damage or whatever. I'm trying to get an accommodation or an accomplishment, whatever you want to call it. Like, man, I can't hit anything because Captain Ding Dong's in front of me, like me. Like, I'll use myself as a captain, whatever. Using a shield, blocking my shot. Because everyone's using shields and rushing. So I can't even get a shot in because everyone's just bum rushing everyone using shields and shotguns. So I can see how it can affect, but then just play on your own, So, Zilla's saying, update, you thought they stopped content? As did everyone else. No, they've been talking. Well, here's the problem, Zilla, is that they've been talking about this new content for a very long time, and nothing's happened. And then 2 days ago, we get dropped with there's a PTS, and it starts 2 days from now. And so that's where we're at now, which is absolutely amazing, which a lot of people have been waiting for a very, very, very long time. So it's good to have it here. And this, as I've said, should be the start of many, 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 many things to look forward to in the future with this game. Look at this, another spam. What is happening? Tony got the DT. Good, you got the PTS. Why can't your brother get it? So, okay, are you saying so? Tawny or Tony, your brother has it on PC as well, but can't get it to show up in the Ubisoft support app because someone else was having the same problem. Yeah, so there's still bugs. Yeah. Wait, bugs in regards to. I just gotta make sure we got what I'm talking about here. I just want to make sure I'm following everything. Yeah, so, well, we'll get to it in a second. Hang on. Kenneth is saying the fact that there's a PTS means a positive horizon for the Division 2. Yes, 1,000%. That's the most important thing to take away from this, is that it is a truly, it's a tangible move in the right direction. The thing is all we've had is talk for the last year and a half, almost 2 years. And now we have actual tangible stuff, so that's awesome. Gaz is saying you've lost 4 hardcore characters due to your own stupidity. If that happened to me, I think I would uninstall the game. Yeah, it drove me crazy, Gaz. I'll tell you right now. Sincerely, it really, really did. It really, really did. It was like, you know what? I'm not going to do this anymore. I'm done. Zilla, you're welcome for the info. Tony, so the answer is yes. So I don't know why it's not showing up in his version of the store. It's happening to other people as well. Try logging out, logging back in, trying again. Try searching for the Division 2 PTS, see if that pops up. If not, have them reach out to Ubisoft support. I say reach out to them via Twitter because they respond much faster that way. But there are still some bugs with people getting to the PTS, and it's something they're aware of that they should be fixing soon. Oh my gosh, Hunters is saying when we finally get to face Sokolova, how would you feel about if we got a hacking skill from her? Just imagine if we could hack a warhound. Dude, if you could make a warhound as your pet, that'd be sick. Right? As your companion. Instead of having a drone, you have a warhound. Dude, lights out. Tony, you are very welcome. Yeah, you're unfortunately your brother's not alone in that. A lot of people are dealing with that, so I hope that it does get worked out for you for your brother soon, my friend. It's Maverick. Having a hardcore character would give me serious anxiety. It's no joke. Seriously, and you have to pay attention to everything. All I know is that I always had a 0F's chest piece attached just in case. And it's one of those things where you're playing the game and you're going, you know what? I don't want to do that control point. Because there's a territory control right next to it. I'm not going to be that guy. Because normally I'm like, yeah, that's what I want. I want a territory control. I want a control point. I want rogue agents to show up after. In hardcore, I'm like, meh, stay away. Yes, so it's true. So there's not a new Stoner LMG. It's a bug with a new LMG shows up on the Stoner model, but it will look different, when it comes out. But there is a named version of the Stoner LMG, but everything is going to look different, I believe. Yeah, it's going to be cool. It's going to be good stuff. I'm really looking forward to it. Like I really, really am. My friends, I think I'm going to call it. My voice is starting to give. I've been up since about 2 a.m. I'm exhausted, pretty tired. There's going to be a lot of footage. I want to make sure I actually have a voice in the next few days to continue to bring you content. I cannot thank you enough for being a part of this family, taking some time on a Friday wherever you are. It's 4 p.m. my time, so it's 7 p.m. Eastern. If you're around the world, obviously it's a different time there. Thank you all so much. Like, I really appreciate it. As I said, this is in my opinion, this is the beginning of a lot of great stuff for us as fans of this universe, fans of the Division 2, and I am so thankful you're part of this family. So again, thank you for being a part of it, being here. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend, and most importantly, as always, sorry to start this off, end this a little quick, but I can actually feel my voice like dying. Take care of yourselves. Be kind to each other. I appreciate all of you so much. You're going to see a ton of content from me. Not at these random hours either. I'll be doing my normal stuff. Always reach out. Check out my news video from earlier today. If you have any questions, comments, feedback, let me know there. It's much easier for me to respond to that than it is in this madhouse. You can see all the chats going on. But I appreciate all of you. Master Prime, Blake, Maverick, Tony, Gaz, just Texas. I mean, everyone. I sincerely, you guys are awesome. You're family. Take care of yourselves. Be kind to each other. And we will, hang on, Texas. You're just here for the Xbox giveaway. You're awesome. I appreciate you all. Take care of yourselves. Be kind to each other. And I'll see you in the next one, my friends. Have a great weekend.